Imagine you're deep in the heart of the Amazon, surrounded by a symphony of wildlife, the air thick with humidity. It sounds like an adventure, right? Well, for one man, this paradise almost became his tomb. Today, we're diving into the incredible and terrifying true story of Antonio Senna, a pilot who survived 38 days alone in the Brazilian Amazon after a harrowing plane crash. On January 28, 2021, Antonio was flying his small Cessna 210 from Alenquer to Almeirim in the state of Pará. It was a routine flight, one he'd done countless times, but then disaster struck. The engine sputtered, coughed, and went completely silent. Imagine that heart-stopping moment you're thousands of feet in the air, over a seemingly endless ocean of green, and your plane is dying. Antonio had mere minutes to react. He frantically searched for a clearing, a river, anything but the dense canopy below. With incredible skill, he managed to spot a small break in the trees and aimed for it. The crash was violent. The plane was torn apart by the jungle, but miraculously, Antonio survived the initial impact with only minor injuries. He was alive, but his ordeal was just beginning. He scrambled from the wreckage just as fuel leaking from the wing ignited, engulfing the plane in flames. He grabbed what he could, a backpack with a little bit of bread, some water, a knife, and a lighter. Everything else, including his communication equipment, was gone. He was utterly alone, in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. For the first week, Antonio stayed near the crash site. He clung to the hope that rescuers would spot the wreckage. He heard the buzz of search planes overhead, a sound of hope that quickly turned to despair as they flew past, unable to see him through the thick leaves. Each day, his small supply of food dwindled. The jungle, which from there looked like a soft green carpet, was now a labyrinth of dangers. He knew he couldn't stay put forever. The search parties would eventually give up. With a heavy heart, he made a life-or-death decision. He had to walk. But where? He had no map, no compass. Just his instincts and a desperate will to live. He decided to walk east, towards the rising sun, hoping to find a river or a sign of civilization. His days became a grueling routine. Wake up at dawn, walk, and search for food and water. The jungle was both his provider and his enemy. He learned to identify edible fruits and find clean water sources. He encountered some of the Amazon's most famous residents, jaguars, massive anacondas, and swarms of relentless insects. At night, he tried to sleep, listening to the cacophony of the jungle, every snap of a twig sending a jolt of fear through him. He was losing weight rapidly, growing weaker each day. But his spirit refused to break. He was driven by thoughts of his family. He later said that the love for his parents, his siblings, and his partner gave him the mental strength to keep going when his body screamed for him to stop. He talked to them, promising he would make it back. This mental fortitude was just as crucial as finding food or water. After more than a month of this grueling journey, on the 36th day, he heard a sound that was different from the jungle's usual chorus. It was faint, but unmistakable, the distant buzz of a chainsaw. Hope surged through him. He'd been walking for weeks, exhausted and on the brink of starvation. But this sound gave him a final burst of adrenaline. He changed direction and pushed himself towards the noise. It was a race against time and his own failing body. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he stumbled out of the dense forest and into a clearing. There, he saw a group of Brazil nut collectors, staring at him in disbelief. A gaunt, bearded man had just emerged from the jungle like a ghost. He was safe. The nut collectors gave him food and water and helped him contact his family. You can only imagine the emotion of that first phone call, letting his loved ones know he was alive after they had already held a memorial for him. Antonio Senna's story is a powerful testament to human endurance, the will to survive, and the unbreakable connection to family. He lost over 55 pounds, but he never lost hope. He faced down the raw power of the Amazon and walked out, not as a conqueror, but as a survivor who had gained a profound new respect for nature and for life itself. It's a stark reminder that even in our modern world, there are places where survival depends not on technology, but on pure Raw resilience. What do you think is the most incredible part of Antonio's story? Let me know down in the comments. And if you found this story as inspiring as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible true stories from around the world. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.